Hey guys, Jason Ward from MakingStarWars.net. I feel like playing around on YouTube for a little while, so I never get to, and I feel like I ignore you guys most of the time. And I haven't really done anything on YouTube, so I figured, what else am I doing right now? Might as well try something. And the interesting thing that happened today was that a Variety interview was conducted with Frank Oz, and Frank Oz says some pretty cool things, or potentially cool things, anyways. And up front, he says,
I feel like a prisoner at war here, and I can only give you my name, rank, and serial number. To be true to the people who asked me, and they're kind of my family, I have to say, I have been asked not to talk about it. I love Yoda. I would be happy to talk about it at any time you let me.
So that's a pretty interesting quote, because if you're not in a movie, then you would think that you would just say, no, I'm not in this movie. I have no reason to say I'm not in it or I am in it or to deny anything because I'm not a part of it. But back in April, we were hearing that Frank Oz was on the set of The Last Jedi and that he was going to be doing some kind of work there. The report we heard from a few days ago about Rey being circled by these circles of light that fly around her. They sound like wisps, like little, fairies and creatures and stuff. And if that's what they are, that lines up with what we saw in Star Wars Rebels and before that in the Clone Wars. And then we had Ezra when Yoda appeared to him, where he kind of saw those little wisps in that Jedi temple on Lothal. So it starts to kind of add up that maybe we're going to see that moment where Yoda does materialize. And maybe he's going to be a part of the story. Now, that moment could always be from a different character. It could just be nothing. It could just be environment. And we're jumping to the conclusions that it means those things. So we're not saying that for sure that like Yoda, it's confirmed, man. But it's a really, really interesting kind of prospect that we heard of back in April and then didn't really have a lot to go on after that or anything that really made me go, for sure, Yoda's in it, And then we had heard about these puppets that were being done that were like these birds that were kind of like converies. They might not be converies or they might be converies. We're not positive. I haven't seen them personally, so I can't say, conclusively, guys, I promise it's converies. But when we showed a picture of a convery to someone who saw, they were like, yeah, it looks a lot like the similar kind of concept. So I don't know. No promises there, obviously. But what do you guys think? Would it be cool to see Yoda show up in the sequel trilogy beyond that line that we had in Force Awakens? I think it would be pretty exciting to see how Luke experienced Yoda as a Jedi after Return of the Jedi, if he even did or does after that moment at the Ewok village where he says goodbye to what we thought was goodbye to his father, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Yoda. So it's a pretty cool news story. It's pretty exciting enough to make me want to do a YouTube video for once. So if you guys had fun, do the drill, all that stuff that YouTubers say, subscribe, comment, all that. So, all right, it was nice talking to you guys. I hope you guys had fun, and let me know if you look forward to the potential of seeing Yoda back in the films.